As Iraq teeters on the edge of chaos, there's a large portion of the population in this city who are helplessly and hopelessly watching their homeland crumble. Avery Haines now with part two of an inside story look at local reaction to the Iraqi conflict. Avery.
Well, thank you, Gordon. Toronto is a city of immigrants, so many of us, regardless of where we were born, will understand that feeling of terror and helplessness that goes along with being in your new country when your homeland is in such trouble. It's a typical weeknight at this parking lot in northwest Toronto. The language you're hearing is Arabic. This is where every night after work, Iraqis converge to catch up on news from back home. That news has never been worse. A terrorist Sunni Muslim group called ISIS is now considered the most dangerous jihadist group in the world. It's an even more extreme offshoot of Al-Qaeda. And it's on a murderous push to beat down the Shia government of Iraq and create a new Islamic state with Syria. A world away, this area is affectionately known as Little Baghdad. Some 86,000 Iraqi-born residents live in the GTA, many of them in that row of high-rises.
We have teaching English ESL.
And this is a volunteer social services center that caters to Iraqi newcomers.
People that come in asking some help.
George Yako, whose work has been honored by everyone from the Queen
We got Mother, Queen Mother.
to the mayor,
From there, RAV4.
has been in this country since just before the first Gulf War. When you came to Canada, what was the situation like in Iraq?
When we come before is different. We run because the war is starting with Kuwait. I have 4 sisters back and 1 brother.
And are you scared for them?
Of course.
Siblings who are now bracing for what might be the most terrifying of all, round 3, with an enemy that is largely unknown.
When we see sometimes the picture by satellite or those channels, it's very bad. It's not easy to us. We have some old people, sometimes they sit and they cry because they have kids back home. At this time, it's very worse, more than when they are before.
Worse, he says, than the other recent wars that have plagued and pocked their country.
When we left, Saddam was still in power.
Adib also volunteers here.
You fled the Iraqi war during the first Gulf War, and now you're sitting here watching round 3.
And it's still going on. When we left, we thought that government was gone, things will get better, but in reality, things are getting worse and worse.
He wears his country around his neck, but with recent developments knows it's a home to which he'll never return.
I thought I would be back within a few years.
And now you realize?
I don't see myself going back.
With the new terror now plaguing oil-rich Iraq comes a familiar refrain.
Sometimes I wish that Iraq had no oil or nothing.
We all wish.
Yeah, it would have been a lot safer, pretty much.
You feel as though this too is all about the oil?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
1
It's
billion
obvious.
times, not 100
It's obvious.
times.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
if there was no oil there, why would anybody bother?
Now, part 1 of our inside look at Iraq, the crisis in Iraq, is up on our website. If you missed it, this was a conversation with a Durham police officer who was part of this international force to try to train the Iraqi forces to stop the very thing that's happening right now.
It's clear the militants are after power and money, which means controlling the oil of the country.
It's so interesting talking to Iraqi Canadians as well about this. It is a trifecta of politics, oil, and now religion as well.
Their former home country is a mess.
It is a mess. I'd love to hear from you. You can reach me on Twitter. I am at City Avery.
The Inside Stories, runs every Tuesday and Thursday on City News. All segments are up on our website, citynews.ca.